con i Lamb of God. Hi guys!
Hello.
So, let's talk about your new album. So, when did you start to write this?
It wasn't like a day, we just decided. It's more of like, our songs usually start with guitar riffs, and those are kind of being compiled all the time. So I think the beginnings of the album started while we were touring for Wrath, which is our last record.
So, do you write on tour or you take a stop?
Not as a band, but myself and our other guitar player write on the road, and we'll save our ideas so that when the whole band does come back together, there's stuff to start working on,
I write some lyrics whenever,
Yeah.
little fragments, but generally when we all get together, I really start solidifying ideas I have.
So we listened to the record, and I think that is very, very different. So it goes a start that is completely different from the first part, for the first 6 songs. So it changes, and after the 10th song, till the end, it changes another time. So it's very difficult to describe our album in only one word. It completely changed it.
It's probably challenging to listen to the whole thing at once as well.
Well, one thing I'm glad you said that is that I've been thinking a lot lately in this new age of downloading and all this stuff. A lot of younger music fans are only listening to single songs. Fans will ask me, tell me about a new band, and I'll say, oh, check out this band, and they'll say, what song? Whereas when I was young, I would say, what album should I listen to? And we remember a time when you would get an album on vinyl, and it would have side A and side B, and people would talk about which side was the better side. So I think it's good that you notice some differences in it, because I kind of miss having 2 different sides of the record.
I think that I can imagine that this is hard when you are putting down the final list of the songs to decide which one comes first and which one comes the second.
It is challenging, yes, the record, because you don't just want it to go one way. It needs to go like that. So hopefully we got it right.
Yeah, so it is an album that is. Are you thinking to? It is not came out. It is going to came out in some months. So, did you play some songs live to preview as a preview or?
No. We only played one show last year actually, but we didn't play any new stuff.
So, and what about your fans? So, did you told them what were you doing into the studio?
They knew we were going to the studio. They didn't know exactly where, especially the studio in Virginia,
because they'd be knocking on the door.
Hello, where are you? And then we wouldn't get any work done. But they knew we were writing and recording. But for the most part, until it gets closer to a record being released right about now, I don't want to talk too much about the music to the fans. I like the element of surprise, waiting.
Yeah, and what about the web? So what do you think about it? Do you think that it would be useful to sell some records if you put some songs on iTunes to sell, or you prefer the old way of?
Well, the old way is dead. I mean, the record sales are not as high as they used to be.
And the whole record's probably going to be on the web before it goes on sale anyway.
It's
probably going to leak next week.
It's just a matter of how long till it leaks, But
because I'm telling this because with iTunes you can buy the single songs, not the whole album. You know what I mean? So
I would encourage anybody that wants to know what any band is doing at a particular period in time to buy the whole record, because if you listen to just one song, you don't get a real idea of where they're at creatively. And an album is supposed to be, to use a hackneyed cliche term, a journey. It's supposed to take you on a trip. And, if you get one song, you're just getting in the car and going to 7-Eleven. I want to take you to wherever we're going, you know?
Yeah, and what about the sound of the songs? So, which work has been done on it?
I don't understand. What's the question?
It's which kind of work has been done on the sound?
On the sound? By sound, what do you mean?
The sound of if you decided to use more the guitars or the bass
right.
the drums.
Yeah. Well, Josh Wilbur produced the record, and he produced our last record as well. And I think we recorded it very much the same way as we did the last record, which was to sound very real. You know what I mean? Not super processed. And so we took all the steps that one takes to make it sound like an actual band instead of something that's been done on a computer. You know, But I think this record was a little more produced than the last record. Not more processed, but more produced. I think there were more ideas going on for different tones, changing guitar, changing amps, changing mics, that kind of thing, just to give it a more dynamic sound. But hopefully a very realistic sound as well.
In my opinion, from what I listen, it seems that it's very real.
Yeah.
So it captures from the live.
Yeah, I mean everything on it is played. It's not like it's the sound of people playing instruments, which is not always necessarily the case when you listen to a record these days.
I think it's important that the band keeps the live pattern. You know what I mean, inside the record, because it doesn't sound the same.
Yeah, I agree.
That's really the most challenging part about recording, at least for me, is trying to get on tape. Not tape, digital files now.
Now it's all digital.
Yeah, to get into the computer as close as possible, an approximation of what I'm going to sound like live. Because for me, singing in the studio with earphones it's not the most comfortable thing for me. I enjoy playing with my band. There's an energy there, and trying to capture that live energy is hard when it's you in a room with one guy and earphones on. But I think we did a pretty good job this time.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Right.